Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to another Marvel Snap video. Today, we're talking about maybe my favorite and maybe my least favorite deck in the entire game that I've played right now, Dino Trouble. It is built around Devil Dinosaur. And before we jump into the cards themselves, why do I like this deck so much and why do I hate this deck so much? Because this deck it felt to me like there's a lot. So the reason I hate it is that there's a lot of non-games. Like I play a lot where it's just like my shit just doesn't work out. You need to play cards in like a very specific order to get your big end game turns. And it sucks. A lot of times things won't work out exactly right. So you feel like your deck is not fully working. It's like, even if it's working out like 60, 70%, you might get a win or something like that, but it's really feeling like you're missing out on a great amount of value in most of the games that I've played. That being said, when you do get those those games where it just like it lines up, the locations don't mess you up, and you get your, whatever collector down, and then you go into Cable, then you go into Moon Girl copying a Devil Dinosaur, then you Devil Dinosaur, it feels like you're on top of the world and that like you can't lose. It feels like one of the most powerful decks ever when things are going right. But it's hard for things to go right, in my opinion. But it's still a deck that I think is fun to try because, everyone's gonna. What I like about this game is pretty much everyone gets all the cards, right? The cards aren't behind a paywall, strictly speaking. In a little sense, they are, I suppose. But let's go through it. So as for 1-drops, I'm running 3 of them. I do think that there is spot to replace. I would probably replace Mantis. Mantis is a card that is synergistic with the deck. However, I feel like Mantis for me is usually a 1-cost 2-power unit with no effects. There is a card that is like I think it's like Agent 15 or something. I don't have them yet. I haven't gotten lucky or whatever and gotten them. So, but it's like on reveal, add a random card to your hand. It basically it's not as good as Mantis because it doesn't disrupt the foe at all. Like it doesn't remove a card from their deck. Mantis takes a card straight out of their deck, so it might fuck up their strategy. But on the other hand, it always goes off, so you don't need to worry about that. And I don't think you need to worry about messing up their strategy too much as enacting yours. So Iceman Korg, you're probably going to see them in a lot of my decks going forward, or at least in the near future. They're like some of my two favorite cards in the deck. Iceman is a hero that you're never going to see the effects of probably, but he's working. When you play him on reveal, give a random card in your opponent's hand plus 1 cost. So it can only go up to 6 cost, though. It can't go up beyond that. But it just screws up their curve. Like sometimes it might just hit a rock or something and they weren't planning on playing it anyway. But more times than not, this is probably going to hit something very key. It's something that you don't really get to see when you're playing, but when an Iceman gets played against you, you freaking notice. All right, it really fucks you up. And Korg is kind of more disruption as well. Still a 2-power 1-cost unit. He shuffles a rock into the deck, which is just a 0-power 1 thing. Like it's a terrible card. Even if there are some cards like Kazan that aren't necessarily that unhappy to draw a rock, it's not ideal. They don't want it. They'd rather have one of their other 1-drops, but it's like not as bad of a downfall. It still makes it. There's only 12 cards in the deck, right? So this is, and they draw 3 at the start of the game. Right, so there's 9 cards in the deck. You're adding a 10th card, so 10% of their deck is a dead draw, and they're going to draw multiple cards throughout the game. So there's a good chance that they just draw dead one of their turns, which is a big deal. So these combined do a lot of interruption in a lot of games. I feel like I know I said our goal is not to interrupt our opponent's game plan. I think this is a very low investment to do that, and I find them very good and useful. I love these 1-drops. Prepare to see them probably a lot. The collector. So this is why I originally was making the deck. I was just like, I remember in yesterday's video, I was like, I want to make a collector deck. He seems awesome. When a card enters your hand from anywhere except your deck, plus 1 power. I was like, all right, so now I got to look for cards that put cards into my hand, other than drawing cards. And so one of the very ones that stood out was like, all right, Moon Girl. Duplicate your hand. So you just play it, whatever cards are in your hand, they get duplicated. And I was like, okay, so one thing I remembered is Moon Girl goes really good because I had to play it against me with Devil Dinosaur here. And I know the scene's all fucked up. I apologize for that. Devil Dinosaur. So it's like, oh, plus 2 power for each card in your hand. So this guy wants you to get a bunch of cards added to your hand. He doesn't care if you keep them, but Devil Dinosaur wants you to keep them. So that's kind of where these 3 cards kind of became the core. Right? So adding cards to your hand. And so then I find cards that do that. There's not like a ton. So this deck doesn't build itself, but there's definitely better options than worse options, especially when you're looking at the curves. Cable, right? Cable's just a great card. Like not like next world good, but 2 power, 2 energy. Put the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. So whatever they weren't going to, it's interesting because it kind of lets you know what they weren't going to get anyway, I guess, but maybe that's not really important because they're not getting it regardless. But this is just, you know, it's nice. It's interruption, but it's not really interruption. Does that make sense? Like Mantis takes it from the top of their deck, right? You draw a card from their deck. Because he takes it from the bottom, it's fake interruption. If you get their Apocalypse in their discard deck, right, it doesn't really matter because they weren't likely going to draw it because it was the bottom card of their deck, right? Unless there was a location that did it. So it's not real interruption. But the key thing here is it does add a card to your hand that is not from your deck. So he replaces himself, which is good for the Devil Dinosaur and the Collector. Sentinel, pretty much the same thing. It's almost like drawing a card in a sense, but you know, it just replaces himself. Sentinel's a 2-cost, 3-power thing. When you play him, you get a Sentinel. So this is something that's really good. And I especially love when you get lucky and you get a location that's like cards cost 1 less. I even had one where cards cost 2 less because we had the 1 less times 2. So Sentinel was free every turn. Just boom, turn 1, 2, 3, and you just play the Sentinels. Your whole hand is Sentinels. You got to be careful with that in this deck. Don't overfill your hand. Make sure you can draw into your cards. But Sentinel is just perfect, right? He's actually like 2 cost, 3 power is not like good, but like that's very reasonable. Those extra points can totally matter. Good enough card to run and very synergistic with both the Collector and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl, we've already talked about. White Queen is kind of like grown up Cable. You draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. So this is really good for 2 reasons. One, you get a very good card, typically the best or most powerful card in their hand. They get to keep it, so it's not interruption. But even if you can't use the card, this does give you information. So you can see what the strongest card in their hand is. It really helps you plan out what your opponent's turns are going to be on turn 5 and 6. So White Queen, very good. Although I did play it in one of the games and I got 2 rocks. So sometimes it's going to put 2 rocks into your hand because I had the reveal ability twice. Iron Man, you've seen this guy. You know this guy. Iron Man is so fucking busted. He's not like insane in every deck. Like almost, man. Doubling the power is so fucking powerful. Especially, I feel like, especially in decks where there's no like really good 6-drops for you. Where if you're just like have a good 5-drop and then he's like equivalent to a 6-drop in a lot of ways and way more powerful sometimes. Iron Man is insanely good, at least at these early stages. Maybe there's going to be more counterplay to him later. But when you're playing, like, you could spend the whole game, the first 4 turns, fighting for 2 lanes, and then the last 2 turns, Devil Dinosaur, Iron Man, and then you just win because you have like 40 power there. Not 40, but it'd be like 32 power or something like that, and plus. Devil Dinosaur was the other build around of this card, plus 2 power for each card in your hand. So the hand size cap in this game is 7 cards. I think it's a little disappointingly low. I wish it was 10, but they've decided to keep it at 7. So the more cards you have in your hand, the more powerful he is. The biggest issue with Devil Dinosaur is when you build a deck around him, is you gotta fucking draw him. There's not a lot of draw effects. There's a lot of like add card to your hand. But sometimes you do these too many times and suddenly you have 7 cards in your hand. And then if you don't have Devil Dinosaur, you don't even have a chance to draw them. Onslaught is kind of awkward. I don't know if he's needed here. He might be a little bit of overkill, but he is freaking insane with Devil Dinosaur. But I still feel like he's just usually worse than Iron Man. He's almost like a second Iron Man, if that makes sense. He adds 7 power himself and he doubles the Devil Dinosaur. But if there's anything else in the lane, usually Iron Man's going to be better because he's also doubling their power. But Onslaught is good. He's just like another top end thing. But you might even be able to replace him with something a little more flexible. But I just like Onslaught. I like getting the juice for him to level him up. Now we're running America Chavez, probably for a lot of reasons. You'll see a lot of deck lists running her. She is great for deck consistency. She has the amazing special power of always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. That means you effectively have 11 cards in your deck for the start of the game until turn 6. Now it does kind of suck on turn 6 when you draw her and when you want to draw something else. You're like, maybe I could draw it, and you can't. You always draw her, but you're guaranteed to not draw her for the whole game. She's not going to be in your opening hand. She's going to be none of your top decks. It's actually very, very powerful in a game with 12 cards. Again, 12 cards. That's huge. It makes you way more likely to draw everything else in your deck. And then eventually when you get there, sometimes 9 power is just better. Sometimes it's going to be better than Onslaught. Not usually, but there are times that you're just going to want to jam America down. Jam America! So yeah, that's the deck list. Those are the cards. This video is too long already, but I want to go through each of the cards individually. So the big issue with this deck is that you need to draw a Devil Dinosaur. You don't need to draw a Collector. He's good. He's very good. But you need to draw like some combination of your stuff in the right order. And Moon Girl, because the hand cap is 7, she duplicates your hand. So first you need to draw the Collector, and then you need to draw enablers, right? You need Cable and Sentinel, so you're not just emptying your hand. Then you need to draw Moon Girl, and then you need to play Moon Girl, but you need to play Moon Girl when Devil Dinosaur is like in the 3 left cards of your hand, and you need to make sure that she's able to duplicate all the cards in your hand to the point where Devil Dinosaur is, because a lot of times she'll duplicate your hand, but Devil Dinosaur is in the 3rd spot, and you have 5 cards in your hand, and so only the first 2 cards of your hand get duplicated, and Devil Dinosaur being the 3rd doesn't get duplicated because she duplicates from left to right. So if Devil Dinosaur isn't far enough left in your hand, you might not be able to duplicate him. And so then Moon Girl's not very good there. And then you still have a powerful Devil Dinosaur, but you don't get the double dinosaur play. It still makes the Collector stronger, but it's not like that much stronger because you already had a lot of cards in your hand. So there's definitely some like hand size issues with this deck, and I very rarely feel like everything just lines up and works really good. Usually you're just kind of trying to piece things together. So one of the most fun decks I've played, one of the most frustrating decks I've played. Let me know how you like it, guys. Much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the games. Bro, I've been so excited to play Snap. I didn't even change into my work outfit. I just came home and started playing, man. I'm having such a good fucking time. What are we doing here? Do I save the Collector? No, the Collector doesn't. No, these don't synergize with them. I got it mixed up with Angela for a second. I do want to put the Collector here, though. He's likely to be the biggest power. But let's go ahead and toss some Korg at him. I don't know if Korg or Iceman is better on one, but cards here cannot be destroyed. Probably a good spot. Probably just a good idea to put 1-drops there in general. In case of a Killmonger. No, but he's probably not playing Killmonger. You don't play Hawkeye and Killmonger. On reveal happens twice, bro. Welcome to the jungle. Play something there, I dare you. Draw me 2 cards of your cards. This is, if Mantis works here, we might keep her in the deck. In the deck. I don't know what Mantis is. All right. There we go. Freeze 2 of their cards. Draw 2 of their cards. The Collector likes that. So they're playing a zoo. Yeah, it looks like it. Look at that, Mr. Fantastic, though. All right, that didn't do anything. I think we're gonna win this. Let's go ahead and I kind of want to put a little juice in every row. Maybe not. Maybe, I mean, this deck is really good at pushing 2 rows, right? So we put a row, put something here. It is on reveal. So it's basically irrelevant. In fact, because it's basically irrelevant, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to leave 1 spot here for sure. They've already got all the stuff from the battle pass. I'm working on it. Ouch, that could be hard to beat. That could be hard to beat. So 2, 3. He goes up to 7. What's he actually at? He's at 5. So he's at 9. So that would be 6. This would be 7. I don't think there's a easy way for to get that by turn 6. As we go 6, we'll go to 7, then we'll go to 8. We'll figure it out. Dino Boy will still easily win if we draw him. So we're winning all 3 right now. Oh, that's right. We're guaranteed to draw her on 6. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was like, yeah, they have to win all 3. very few cards, individual cards could have done it, but they could have like played a 2 cost 3 power here, you know, 2 cost 3 power here, but we would have won there and there then. So yeah, because all 3, I think we're pretty good. Awesome. Good first game of the night for me. Hell yeah, let's go. Sorry if the layout's a little funky and different. I've been playing this on BlueStacks at my home, and then I found out today it's just on fucking Steam. I didn't even know. So we have a Steam dealio here. Oh baby, there's no reason to play Devil's Sword right now, right? Because we have a chance to double it. But I mean, come on, just do it. We'll see his power. Nice. I wonder if they could see it. If they can, that could be trouble. Cards here a +1 power. I mean, we've got the +1 power blues. We don't have any way to get more cards right now, which is kind of awkward, but okay, they mantised us. That means their dino is bigger. And because we're also a dino deck, they're likely to have things that could beat us. Okay, so their dino is just bigger than ours. Man, how did we not draw any of that shit? Okay, but so we definitely play our... Sorry. Just give me my cards back. This is a very awkward start. Why did I play 2 cards there? Because I'm misplaying. Why? Why did you put 2 cards there? Okay. So we can still Iron Man on 5 and 6. But if we're going to Iron Man on 5 and 6, well, let's take a look. Do you think if they Iron Man here... I mean, there's no possible way we ever win that one, right? We're going to have to Iron Man these 2. So our goal, because we have the Collector, is better than Mantis. I mean, on paper, it's better than Mantis. I don't think they're going to beat this. I think we go to make the Collector stronger. I mean, then why wouldn't we just Iron Man Onslaught, right? That's definitely stronger. The question is, if they just Hulk here, they win. No, yeah, they win if they Hulk there, right? Because we're playing a card. We have to play a card. Because almost anything else beats us here then. So we'll hope that they can't beat 11 power in 1 card. Hopefully they have like an America Chavez. Chavez. I don't know how to say it. I'll be honest. Right, no way they beat Onslaught Iron Man. That's like 60 power, 72. All right, so we both had the Devil Dino, and theirs was actually better. But I think the Collector didn't even get as big as Mantis. Okay, Iron Man Onslaught did it, let's be honest. All right, I refuse to stop playing until I get at least 1 super... I want to be able to play Devil Dinosaur on 5 and on 6. I want to Moon Girl my Devil Dinosaur for sure. It's going to happen. On reveal effects happen twice. So this is the featured location. So a lot of the powerful 1-drops that I really like are really good right now. But it might also be better to have a more powerful on reveal effect. Just deck in general. Perfect. Destroy that. Keep my Devil Dinosaur out of this. All right. I'm not happy about the Iron Man, but... Or the Ice Man, but... Honestly, it didn't draw cards, so we're probably fine. I mean, I'm going to put this here because I know it's safe. The Collector is very valuable. And Cable already makes the Collector 3 power. Hopefully we get to draw Moon Girl on turn 4. That's nice. Well, we might have to give up this row. Cards here have -2 power. Oh, we got the Devil Dino, but a turn late. 2 minutes too late. So hopefully we have 2 really good 4-drops. Hopefully draw one of them. I mean, our hand is honestly fantastic. I hate to even see it go. Look at our Cable, man. This Cable is lit. Man, we are dodging these Guardians characters for sure. Electra and Spider-Woman are now in our deck. I think we have to put White Queen here, right? We get to draw 2 cards. Do we Electra this row? No, because Angela's there. We Electra this row. I was hoping they'd get one more out of it. A rock. Nice. The highest cost card in their hand is their rock. Oh, that sucks. All right, so we're going to Iron Man next turn. Or do we just Iron Man right now? Do we Iron Man right now? That way we... Because the thing is, if we top deck something really good, we want to be able to play it Iron Man and like Onslaught here. Well, probably we want to do that though. I wonder if that's even good enough. Like Sentinel, Electra, Mantis is not bad, but Iron Man's got to just be better. We're still hoping for our Devil Dino, and we just toss it down here and instantly win. Yeah. We did get Onslaught, but we don't win with Onslaught because he costs 6. So this is... So they're going to move something to play it, so they're actually going to go up... Who knows how big they're going to go. They could go fucking massive. This is 3... This is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, so this is 18. And we kill their Ant-Man. I mean, this isn't good enough, right? This doesn't do anything. So maybe we put this here. Maybe kill... Oh, if we kill... We might kill their Nightcrawler and their Yondu. I think there's potential here to win. If they move Nightcrawler over here, okay, they didn't. Very weird. We do get to kill the Yondu, but it's not enough. I think we made a pretty good judgment call, but we didn't quite get there. To be fair, our hand was fucking awkward. No Devil Dino, no Moon Girl. But you know what? You win some, you lose some. White Queen. Yas, Queen. All right, I refuse to stop playing until we get our double dino game. Pill Cosby. That's very funny. It's a very funny name. Mantis gets better later. Korg is better the earlier you play it. Mantis is probably better the later you play it. But we'll see. It's easy to see something after the fact, like, of course, we should have done that. Take that rock. Turn 7 this game. I don't know if that's good or bad for us. I'll drop a Mantis down here. Sure. I mean, I'd rather play Mantis than not play anything, right? Ant-Man, Electra could be good if we draw. We don't have it in our deck, but they might. You're right. I should have paid attention to that. I forgot that was important. So we do get double dino, and we can even double dino Onslaught. All in one row. So our big thing, we don't want to get hit by Enchantress on turn 5, but if we're gonna get multiple dinos, it's a little bit less bad. It's not bad, but it's a little bit less bad. We're gonna get a second dino here. I mean, I like stacking it here because we might want to Iron Man. Here, we might like Dino Iron Man or something like that. We'll see. All right, I'm just going to take my Dino. I'm going to drop it. In fact, let's not show the one that was created. Let's show the original one. because this one is created by Moon Girl. They may not know for sure because they can't see our hand. There's no hand tracking. They don't know if we've copied the Devil Dinosaur or if we just drew it. I mean, it's probably safe to assume, but it's not guaranteed by any stretch. Especially if it's like our fourth card. If we was like here and then it just duplicated the first 3. So they'll probably play as if we have 2 Devil Dinos, but it's definitely can be hard to do that. No collector this game, but this is like the collector and Devil Dino are kind of, I won't say interchangeable, but okay, I mean, come on. I'll snap. All right, so I'm hoping they Enchantress the left, and then I can, I shouldn't hope. But we can always Chavez there anyway. I don't think they could beat us. Now, I've said that before. I'm not familiar with all the cards, but based off what they're doing, they're so into that first lane. What do they have? Like, I mean, they only have 1 card here. Like, even if they have Blue Marvel, that does not help at all. I wonder if you could snap and then retreat immediately. They are definitely taking their sweet time. I wonder if they're roping us. That's a Hearthstone term. In case you kids out there don't know, never heard of that game, Hearthstone. Just the Enchantress. Blue Marvel doesn't help, but Enchantress might rock. Onslaught is, which is better if they Enchantress? Onslaught is 7 straight up, just 7. Iron Man is, this guy would be down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Iron Man is 9. And regardless, our numbers are so irrelevantly high that this is way more on both ends, I think. That just doesn't do anything, though. Like, yeah, win the middle row by 100,000 for all I care. Bro, go ahead. Look how good he did in that middle row. The double Dino did it. Dino in one row, Dino in another. I mean, they're both stronger than Hulks by a long shot too. I mean, they're fucking huge, man. That's when the deck, it just feels like insurmountable when you get this much power on 2 lanes from 2 cards, right? That's pretty fucking sick. When it works, it fucking works.